Good afternoon. Welcome to Match Day. I'm Vince. We have Ian, and with us today, our special guest is Geoff VanDeusen. Geoff, just to make sure we've got audio, can you just say hello, and then I'll introduce you.
Hey, it's great to be here.
Thank you. Thank you very much for coming on, Geoff, and taking time away and sharing a little bit of time with us here today. So Geoff VanDeusen is our Director of Operations and Events. He is the convention guru, and so we've asked him to come on and kind of present a little bit about what the convention might look like. So Geoff, I hope, again, thank you very much for being here and appreciate you taking the time.
Yeah, my pleasure. We're excited about, this digital event. It's a new direction, but we really want to continue to bring some of the same pieces that the in-person convention brings. And really, we kind of put it in 4 buckets. One is obviously offering top-notch education. So the program is going to be really based around 50 education sessions. We're going to offer, opportunities to network. And if you've been to the in-person convention, it's really, really cool to meet new people and to network and talk and opportunities to learn the game from each other. So there's going to be opportunities that way in this virtual event. We're going to also have the opportunity to have the business side of the game with a virtual exhibit hall. You'll be able to interact with a lot of the vendors and find out new products and deals and still have that business side of the game available to you. And then, of course, we're going to celebrate coaches' achievements throughout the year. So I think it's the same game plan. It's just in a different venue, right? So.
Okay, great. No, thank you. And, before I should have asked, how did you even get to be the Director of Operations and Events? Because you used to be a college, when we met, you were a college coach in the University of Indianapolis. Yeah. How did you even get to where you're at?
Well, I was involved in the association in a lot of different aspects. I was involved in the education portion. I was one of the original regional technical directors. I was involved in the awards program and rankings committees. I was involved then when Joe Cummings came on as president. He built a position on the convention committee, and they offered it to me to be the local organizing committee chair for the Kansas City Convention in 2002. And then I just stayed on the convention committee and was part of that during our time as a college coach. And then when Joe came on to be the CEO of the organization, he asked me to come in to have a full-time position within the office. And it was an opportunity for me to, have a bigger impact on the game than just coaching my collegiate team. So I think we're going on our 10th year now. So it's been a while. So, but it's been an exciting time.
And you've kept your hand in coaching your son and daughters, right?
Yes. And so I was coaching club here in Kansas City for 8 years. I took the last year off because of my knee and to watch my daughter play her senior year in high school and then kind of go through that college journey. And then I'll be returning to the sidelines again next spring as an assistant coach at the girls' high school level.
And your eldest daughter's going to play D3 college soccer in the Three Rivers Conference in Iowa, right?
Correct. She's right now she's at Simpson College up in Indianola. So going.
It's interesting. You were saying you've used the word opportunity quite a few times. One of our regular guests is a young man called Alex. He's 11, and his father Casey is on now. They're from Philly, and Alex would never have been able to. We don't have children that young able to attend the convention, but they could actually attend this one, so we could actually create some young fans, perhaps.
Absolutely.
Along those lines, Mike, I really appreciate your your sort of intro, because you've identified that all of the aspects of the in-person convention you're able to replicate in terms of socials and networking and the exhibitor show and things like that. Because the education seems pretty obvious for this type of template, but it's harder to imagine. So when you think about our regular convention attendees, what are your aspirations? What are your hopes for people that have maybe never been to an in-person one, that this could be their gateway to when we're through this and join us in Kansas City in 2022?
I think especially around education, during the sessions, it's going to be interactive. So during a presentation by one of the presenters or a panel or the attendees will be able to ask questions via chat box. We'll have a moderator that will be asking questions that will be pulling from the chat box to go back to the presenter. But then also, it's also interaction between attendees. So if Ian, you're going to present, and so if attendees want to talk about a point that you just made, a coaching point that you just made, they can do that together, and they can interact together. Whereas, the in-person, that'd be disruptive in an audience, right? But that's one way that coaches can really interact within the education aspect of the digital event. But also, we're going to have quite a bit of socials and interactions that way. So the attendee will be able to go to a social that they represent, or that want to be like-minded coaches, right? So high school coaches will get together and have a social. And we're going to try and make these as entertaining as we possibly can, whether it's live entertainment, whether it's pop-in guests, whether it's, hey, you 10 go to this private chat room and start talking and do that, and then come back in 15 minutes. So there's going to be a lot of interactive things for youth coaches, high school coaches, college coaches, and coaches of female athletes. And then, of course, we've got all of our diversity groups. So there'll be plenty of opportunities for coaches to connect. And then the other thing is there's an aspect of this virtual event that everyone will be able to create their own profile. So all of us will have our own profile. So if I see someone that's coaching, let's say at my former high school, I can connect with that coach, or I can connect with a coach that I normally connect with at the event. So we can exchange information. We can have one-on-one chat meetings. And then by all means, we can just connect to say hello and great season and those type of things. So
before Vince asks a couple of the questions that have been typed in, I just want to let you know who's listening in, among some others. Rob Cummings, who you coached against when he was at St. Joe's in Indy, he says hi. And then who else is on here that you know? Ian McCallum from Bainbridge is on. And there was at least one other person. Oh, Dan Turi, so Anna's dad, and I'm sure Anna's probably listening too. So you got a few of your fans and acolytes have joined us this afternoon. So Vince, you want to open up some of the questions you got in the chat box?
Yes, thank you. So this is from Chris. He asks, if known, will virtual coaching education be a part of the convention? So special topic diplomas, advanced diplomas, etc.
So the education platform. So it's going to be January 11th through the 15th. So we're going to have this really primarily during the business day, right? And we're going to have 50 total sessions. So each day you'll have 4 time slots, and you'll have a choice from anywhere from 1 to 4 sessions during each time slot. Now, the cool thing about this is if you register for the event, you're going to get all the recordings of all 50 sessions. So if you miss a session, you can still go back and watch it later, right? If there's 2 conflicting sessions, you'll be able to watch both of them at a later time, or watch one and watch the recording later. So that's a pretty cool thing about it. Where we're looking at the education pieces, it's going to be a mix of different types. We're obviously going to have panels with relevant topics. We're going to have special coaches that will be big name coaches that we'll have one-on-one interviews with. And then we're going to also have coaches that will, let's say, for example, talk about the academy program and the elite development of players. So there's going to be different topics and something for everyone. So that's pretty cool. I think one of the other aspect of this, we're not going to have all of the special topic diplomas that we've had in the past, just because it'll be difficult to execute with 50 sessions. So we're going to have one professional development certificate that goes along with this event.
Okay, thank you. And then Ian from Bainbridge Island has asked, has the virtual convention created new opportunities?
Yes, it's basically opened the world to us. It's opened the world to us from some coaches that maybe are seasoned during our January event. It's a little teaser there, right? And it's opportunity for us to get to some higher end coaches to talk about their philosophies and that type of thing that really aren't available to us because maybe they're training their teams or they're playing in their league during January. So that opened up the rest of the world to us. And it's helped us with the travel aspect of it, so we could get to those coaches because they have to come to the convention city.
Yep. No, you never know, right? I mean, what might open because of all this.
Right.
So it could be an opportunity instead of looking at it half empty, right? We can look at half full. Chris again has asked another question. Very good question. Will there be remote field sessions for the virtual convention?
That's interesting. We're going to do, rather than having a coach have a session with field players and all of that, we're going to do more of sessions that the coach will be chatting just like this and giving the presentation with video supported. And then you'll also be able to download and print off that training session.
Very good.
So have the same type of effect, but it's not really a live field session at that point.
Right. No, that's great. It's a great question, Chris, because I too was wondering if we were doing that. Even though I work for the office, I don't know much that's going on. And then Rob has basically just said, now with the college seasons moving to spring, what will college meetings look like now that the season is moving to spring, right? So what will the college meetings might look like if they do, in fact, or some of them are going to the spring?
Yeah. The meetings aspect, it's not really going to be a big part of the virtual event.
Okay.
Because there's going to be so much going on. We're really concentrating on the education offerings. We're really concentrating on the opportunities to network and socialize with other coaches and connect. And we're really focusing on the business side of the game with the virtual exhibit hall.
So that's good. And Casey, who, as Ian mentioned earlier, he's the father of Alex, the young 11-year-old who, thank goodness, he's one of our two loyal people, along with Ian Bainbridge and Rob Cummings and Amin on this. We have like 5 or 6 loyal people, and that they should all get a match day T-shirt or a hat, but we can't do it. But we might someday. So Casey's asking, any advice for a new attendee on how to get the most out of the experience without getting overwhelmed by all the information? Which, in person, it's overwhelming, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you're not, if you're a newbie, it's just information overload, even in person. So this is new water for all of us. But how do you? What advice would you give them?
Great question. So we're anticipating that the platform will be open at least 3 to 4 weeks prior to. Okay. So get in, get your profile made, be able to interact with other coaches right away. You'll be able to create your own schedule, similar to an Outlook calendar. So you'll be able to go in and see all the sessions, and you'll be able to add to your own personal schedule. So when that time comes at, for Ian Barker's session, you'll be able to, and it's in your personal schedule, and click on the link, and there you go. As well as RSVP for any socials or networking events that are a part of this event. So we will have some training prior to how to navigate, the system and all that. But one of the reasons why we chose the platform that we did is because it's super easy to use.
Great.
So I can figure it out. We're golden.
So related a little bit to that, so you mentioned like Ian Barker. So, Ian Barker is like the most well-attended clinician that we have, right? I mean, he gets the most stars out of anybody on the app.
Best looking for sure.
Is there like a limit of limit of attendees that can listen to Ian share his gospel or whatever and just share whatever he does? Is there going to be a limit, right? Because sometimes, like, for example, the old Bill Bessick, presentations, you had to get there like an hour early just to get a seat in person.
So Vince, I'm going to say yes and no to that question.
Okay.
Because I'm hoping that we get over 10,000 coaches on this. And if there is, then we'll have to buy the next level up. So
gotcha. That's a good problem.
Limit, which is 10,000, but it's we always have the opportunity to buy the next level up. So we'll be monitoring that closely. Don't worry.
Just put Ian on a lot, and you'll be good.
That's right.
But So, but no, this has been great. I'm really excited, for the convention to happen. Even though we're not going to be in person and we're not going to be in sunny California, but you're right. I think that this can really open up an opportunity for more people, not just here in this country, but all over the world to attend.
Yes. From the presenter standpoint, but then also, I think obviously it's a member event. Mm-hmm. And again, it's January 11th to the 15th. We'll be getting some save the date and some more information coming out from our marketing department here in the next week or two. Registration is going to open in mid-September. I think it's the 16th. And then we're going to have 3 different price points to this. And the top end price point is right at $199. And that's the high end. That's if you wait till the day before or the day of to register.
Awesome. Yeah.
But earlier you register, the cheaper the event is. Yeah. So again, you'll get all 50 education sessions, recordings. You'll have the opportunity to interact and network live and attend socials. Then we're even working it out, all the details to get a swag bag. So that famous convention T-shirt is still available.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. That I used to run in now. Like they have holes in them and stuff. My wife says, "Can we please get rid of them?" I'm like, no, it's sentimental to me. Rob has asked another question. So because I know a lot of the coaches, and you may have mentioned this, and I do apologize if you did. Some of the coaches go there to network, right?
Yeah.
Because maybe they're looking for work. Is there going to be a networking opportunity for them?
Yes. So we're currently working on a career fair that will be involved as well. That's going to be a cool opportunity, not only for coaching jobs, but also coach-friendly jobs.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So, and then. So that's going to be a pretty cool aspect. And then, of course, it's actually behind the scenes. It's called Birds of a Feather.
Huh.
And so this is one of the aspects of the platform. So, if it's D2 women's coaches, they can connect and go together. If it's assistant coaches, they can kind of create a small group and go together and communicate and network and do those type of things. So all those opportunities are going to be available.
No, thank you. That's great. It was a great question by Rob because, we as the week goes on in the in-person, you see that job board get filled up, right? I mean, It's just more and more, and more people visit it. No, that's great. Fantastic.
I have one for you, Geoff, that might be towards the end of the Q&A section in respect of your time and then getting this up on YouTube. So hopefully we can share it.
Yep.
Are you able to share what the platform you're going to use is? If you are, please do. So people can understand a little bit about how it's way more than just a series of Zoom calls.
Yeah, so the platform is called Pathable, and it's really unique. It's really a virtual event platform, and they've been around since the early 2000s. So it's not since COVID that they've all of a sudden put up on their website, hey, we're a virtual event company. If it's good enough for the UN to use, I think it's going to be okay for us.
Yeah. We should have bought stock in that.
Right? True.
Man, I missed that one. Whew. All right.
Our sales guy was literally working 18-hour days on giving presentations about that. And then they have a client happiness manager that works with us now and onboards us and helps us get the event, who is actually a youth soccer coach down in the Atlanta area. So he's all of our courses. He's super excited about it. And so I think we'll have some extra extra flavor on this as well. So
thank you. No, Geoff, thank you very much. Just complimenting you on all the work that you've always done. You're amazing at what you do. And the convention is always, and I mean that sincerely, the convention is always an amazing event, outstanding, and that's because of your leadership. So thank you.
Thank you.
But Ian, I'll let you sign off, and then tomorrow, I do have an announcement about tomorrow. It's kind of sad, but I do have to make a little announcement about tomorrow.
Okay, so to those of you that have been, good loyal friends of the show and are interested in what Geoff's had to say, when this goes up on YouTube, please send it to your colleagues and get the word out, because I'm excited that Casey has some naive questions, because it will be his first convention. So his first one will be virtual. Rob, some great questions. Chris, obviously Ian and Armin. So please do get the word out, because I think what will happen in the future is when we return to the live convention and we have that 4,000 or 5,000 coaches and 11,000 people in total, we will now start to build this virtual, potentially international audience that wants to come into a blended version of in-person and virtual. So 2021 will be groundbreaking, and I think 2022 could be a really, really special time for the convention under Geoff's leadership. So Geoff, thank you again, and I'll turn it back to Vince.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much again. I'm really looking forward to helping you and doing what I can to help you in any way. So for those that do dare to join us on Fridays, tomorrow is our last TGIF that we will be airing on Friday. We are moving off of Fridays, so there was reasons for that decision which I cannot share. But just want to say tomorrow will be a special TGIF, and hopefully, Geoff, you are more than welcome to come on. And it's really a little to do about soccer. It's just more about just fun and light and kick everyone off on a good weekend, because we need to laugh during these times, And so that's the purpose of TGIF. Tomorrow will be our last one. And I think, and then next week, we're going to present our blended courses and what they're looking like. So for all those that want to get some information on there. Yes, Rob, sorry. We might have to have a big TGIF, but we'll see.
Vince, what are you calling the Thursday version now?
Almost TGIF.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So that's next week. But well, thank you very much, Geoff. Thank you, boss. And we'll put this up on YouTube. And for all those that dare to come on tomorrow, we'll be on at 3 Central, 4 Eastern. Thanks.
Thank you, Geoff, and thanks, Vince. Appreciate it, guys.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everybody.